It seems blacks hate being shot at almost as much as white liberals hate Trump hats. So on one hand, you have citizens who want safe streets, and on the other, those who want an end to monarchy. One problem is real, the other imaginary. Like Jesse's back hair and Jesse's head hair. It makes you wonder how easy your life must be that you get to march against something that is quite literally living inside your head. These people are lucky. They don't have serious problems, and they have lots of free time. They don't golf, and their families hate them. Like this fella, George Conway.
Hey, Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, okay, that's it. Use these.
Pathetic. Did someone call an elephant gynecologist? Because I think we found a huge douche. Thank you. For all you 10-year-olds out there. Of course, Trump had to respond with a meme of him pooping from above. Altogether, we don't deserve him. Now that pissed off the media, who found its absurdity disgusting. But if these people were any more humorless, they'd be Seth Meyers' writing staff. Absurdity was the whole point. That something as absurd as protesting kings in a country without kings doesn't merit anything more than a meme with poop landing on protesters. The only thing that could have made that meme funnier is if they had Pritzker looking up with his mouth open. You can call it dumb, but what deserves dumb? An imaginary solution to an imaginary problem, like Sydney Sweeney wanting to get breast implants. I told her no. So why are they pushing this made-up fear of a king? Could it be that they believe it? And if so, why? Maybe they're unfamiliar with real solutions. For years, they think having a conversation is a solution for crime or the border. All they do is talk and talk. It's like watching an action movie with your wife. But Dems never actually do anything. So when Trump comes in and gets stuff done, it comes as a shock. They think it's an autocracy because they aren't used to a president doing the job. You mean you can deport illegals and arrest criminals? Since when? Of course, they give reasons for the king delusion. Trump's taking away our rights. He's authoritarian. But these are concepts and impossible to score. Is there a statistic on how much authoritarianism we're experiencing? I'm sure CNN is working on that now that the climate stats are toast. But the Dems exist in a fake world of trans bathrooms and sanctuary cities, conceptual fantasies where solutions are terrible concepts too. But as Trump shows, you can actually fix things. And regular Democrats must wonder, why didn't our leaders think of this? Republicans focus on crime, drugs, immigration, because you can score them. And the only issues you can score are the real ones. If you can't measure it, then it's not real. It's just a concept, like children's soccer. If there's no scoring, it's just pointless exercise. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He puts on sunscreen when he opens the refrigerator. Fox News contributor Tom Shalhoub. She's hot and spicy, and having her on is always dicey. Fox News anchor Julie Banderas. He took first place in Last Comic Bathing. Founder of StudioTST.com, comedian Michael Loftus. And she brings a bowling ball to the movies so the seat doesn't flip up. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. Tom, great to see you. Do you love how they have these like official numbers, and then you ask them where the numbers come from, like on how many people were at the rally, and they go, "Oh, we just asked the organizers."
Yeah, exactly.
And it keeps getting downgraded. I get it. It's an old group of people, but is there something else about it that you saw?
Well, they keep emphasizing that all these boomers were out there protesting against Trump. That's the narrative going on in the media. But as we know, most boomers are conservative, right, boomers? So, and when you watch these, sometimes you get the impression, you're like, wow, all these old people are liberal. But then, you go out to a comedy club and it's all these old people who love Tom Shalhoub.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's so much to say about this. It's unbelievable. It's so true that it's all a narrative. And like you said, you look around for the authoritarianism. You mentioned CNN. I looked up CNN. They have an article, because I said, what are the examples of Trump's authoritarianism? And they listed the top 7 authoritarian things that Trump is doing. And none of them are really authoritarian.
Yeah.
They actually have, they say the number one thing that was authoritarian to CNN, they said a couple of his deportations had been knocked down by the courts.
Yeah, that's it.
That proves it's not authoritarian, because in authoritarian regimes, nothing gets knocked down by the courts.
Yeah.
And, so it's like they don't even have an idea of what authoritarianism is. And we've got to remember the worst authoritarian in American history, Barack Obama. He was more authoritarian than Trump. He took over the healthcare system. He was, killing people from the air. He killed so many more people with drones than George W. Bush. But if you ask people, they would say it's the opposite. Obama was absolutely the worst. The thing I love about that video, Kenny Loggins came out just before the show started, and he said, "I demand that my music be removed from this video immediately." He said, "I can't imagine why anybody would want their music used or associated with something created for the sole purpose of dividing us." He wrote the music for Top Gun. It glorified fighter jets. He's like, "I only want my music to accompany real bombs."
Yeah. Well, Kenny Loggins is no Messina. You know what's interesting, besides me, Julie, is that Tom talked about how the authoritarian example actually defeats authoritarianism, just like the protest. If you have a no kings protest, that's proof that there are no kings.
It's also proof that these people need to do better with their retirement. This is inspiration, in fact, that if you go to college and you have kids and then you get married and then you have grandchildren, that's a better way to spend your time than this. This is very sad. So an inspiration for all of you in college that are considering dropping out, because this is how you're going to turn out. But what's interesting is this, in fact, was just a platform for anti-Israel protests. They had an actual anti-Israeli agenda that had gone cross-country, where they came out and said, from Providence to Palestine, we're going to crash these protests. So everybody who's out here doesn't even understand the negative that they're doing and the harm that they're doing to this country, because rather than lift up America, they're crapping on America, much like the AI video, but in a much more vile way.
Tell me about it. Michael, as a homeless man, it must have been hard when they have these big events and people are always walking around you as you're just on there.
I'm trying to take a shower.
Yes.
I got one bottle of water. I gotta go. I liked the whole no kings thing. They got to keep doing this, because they all get together in one area and I can just live my life.
Yeah.
Right? They're not in the coffee shops. It's all the old people, doofus hipsters, and Antifa people, all in one little quadrant. Somebody called them Grand Tifa.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the best. And I want to know exactly how many were there. That way Tom Holman knows how many buses he's going to need next year. It's fantastic.
I think that it was nice of you and inspiration for the No Kings Day to get a lesbian softball player haircut.
Yes.
Amazing. It's either a lesbian softball player haircut or a lesbian postal worker haircut. Or a lesbian police officer haircut.
This is actually lesbian firefighter at the DMV. No Kings too. And it gave birth to so many great memes. Like Nancy Pelosi, when she was ripping the crown. I got one hand on here, that's my drinking hand, and that's my claw for the stock market. We ripped the crown, we just did it up. And Trump I don't know who does his memes or where he finds them. I want to think that he's in the White House just calling out to his friends. I don't do Trump, I do Chris Walken. But I see him in the White House going, I need a meme for no kings. Give me something when I'm flying a jet to the Top Gun music, and I just dump a load of crap all over Fifth Avenue. That'd be hilarious.
Kat, what did you think of the memes? Did you enjoy it? Did you find that it was totally unbecoming of a president?
I just don't think it was surprising. It's just more of the same that we've been seeing for like 10 years now. Yes. But kind of with the protests, too. I watched a lot of the people protesting in New York, and some of the signs, it's like, wow, boy, I agree with that. I also think authoritarianism is bad. I also think that the government's too big. But then why are you out here protesting that, and then in a couple of weeks you're going to go out and cast your vote for mayor for a communist?
Yes.
I don't understand. I really, these people are ostensibly for small, they're protesting because they want the government to be smaller, and you don't see how that doesn't quite jive with a guy that wants government-run grocery stores. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you spend that time making that sign, writing it all out, and not thinking for 2 seconds about how these two things don't actually match?
That is so depressing when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because the people out, it just shows that they're not even considering this stuff, and we're going to end up paying for all of these problems.
It's like, I would love the government to leave me alone. I would love to not, yes, they're out there, they think that we don't pay enough in taxes.
Yes.
Like, the government should be more involved. So what you are marching for on your signs and what you're actually voting for are opposite.
Exactly. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the applause.
That was for Kat.
What?
It was for Kat.
No, it was for me, Julie. It was everything's for me. Everything. Everything.
Oh, jeez.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.